Right guys, I want to quickly bring to your attention this article here that I have to say infuriates me and I expect it will you. I mean, just the headline is enough to make any decent man or woman rage, but it gets worse as you bloody read through it. This one here involves Merton Council in South London, who, as you would guess, loves new arrivals at Dover every day but won't help a guy who fought for this country and paid into their corrupt system all his life. On top of that, they even bled him dry of all his savings, which forced him to go and live with his daughter before he sadly passed away. The council itself should have been contributing to the cost of his care, but they didn't bother, which would have caused more stress not only for him but also for his family, which just adds to the rage that I feel talking about this story. Now, in what won't surprise many of you, the council in question is a Labour council full to the brim of mass immigration-loving commie cumbuckets that absolutely love spending taxpayers' money on people with no right to be here, but won't do what's expected when it comes to one of their own. Yes, I know you'll be saying par for the course these days and all of that, but it should be called out all the same, so let's read through it and see what it says. It headlines War Veteran forced out of nursing home after council refused to help with care costs. Dementia sufferer overpaid tens of thousands of pounds for care when Merton Council should have been contributing to fees. It goes on, a Second World War veteran was forced out of his nursing home during the pandemic after the council refused to help pay for his care. John Lambert, who died last year, aged 96, overpaid tens of thousands of pounds for the care he received between May and December 2020 when his local authority should have been contributing to the fees. So there you have a 96-year-old who served in the bloody Second World War being forced out of care homes because the council's not doing their job. This is something at the end of the day this guy would have paid a shitload of tax for over the course of his life so that he was guaranteed at least a decent bit of care before he went. Obviously though, him being white and not on the last boat from Dover probably means the reason why this bloody happened. It goes on, Merton Council in southwest London did not tell his family how much it would pay until August, by which time he was months in arrears and a few weeks away from being served an eviction notice by his care home. Which I will actually say his care home does seem to be taking the piss with the cost of it was, but as you will see, the family said they will cover the difference in fees. It says here instead it repeatedly tried to move him to a cheaper care home despite being told this would be very unsettling and traumatic for him and that his relatives would cover the difference in fees like I said. His family used his remaining savings and state pensions to pay off the debt but could not afford to continue paying for his care in full, so he moved into his daughter's flat. They brought a case against the council supported by the RAF Benevolent Fund and was later refunded more than £45,000 after an ombudsman ruled that the council had breached its duty of care to step in. Because yes, the council's supposed to step in when someone's savings fall below like 25 grand or something like that and help cover the costs. Obviously they didn't want to because they'd rather spunk the money on something else. It goes on, Merton Council said it accepted the findings and apologised to the family for the undue stress caused by its error. His daughter Jane Lambert said the family had felt lost and frightened and were appalled that the council wanted to move her father, who was frail, could not walk and had fallen 4 times in a month. So there you can see someone who clearly needs the care from a care home and things like that, yet the council have left it to the point where he's had to go home with his bloody daughter. It goes on, she said it's scandalous that at the heart of this is our 96-year-old dad who never owed a penny in his life and did charity work until he was 90 and never was in debt, and Merton should be ashamed of themselves, which obviously they bloody should be. Here it says Mr. Lambert joined the RAF in 1942 at the age of 18, serving until the end of the war in the Bomber Coastal Command, flying Lancaster bombers and Sunderland flying boats in North Africa, the Atlantic and Mediterranean. So he's literally a fucking war hero and veteran of the Second World War, and they're doing this sort of shit to him. It's bloody infuriating, I've gotta say. It says he moved into his private care home in 2017 when he was 93, covering the £1,400 a week costs in full from the sale of a family home. Under the current system, which is being reformed, when residents' assets fall below $23,250, the council starts contributing to the cost of their care. However, instead of setting out how much it would pay, the council decided to move Mr. Lambert to a cheaper care home but did not assess the potential risks in doing so. Which obviously, with someone who's got dementia, moving them or doing anything that changes their routine could be very damaging to their health. The bloody council and care homes would have known this. Which actually it seems here that the care owners said this to the council itself, saying it would be very unsettling for him to move, but the council responded saying the home fees were too high and it would only pay the going rate. Which obviously I would side with the council if it wasn't for the fact that the family said they'd cover the rest of the fees. The council just didn't bother with that and dragged their heels, which left this guy, like I said, to go back to his daughter's house. It goes on, Mr. Lambert lived with his daughter until August 2021 when he was moved into a nursing home in Richmond for round-the-clock care and died last November. So there you can literally see that the council has admitted it was at fault, though I guarantee to you not a single person involved in any of this bullshit has lost their job or anything like that, which obviously they bloody well should. It goes on here, a council spokesman said the council wishes to apologise again to the Lambert family for errors on its part and any undue stress caused as a result. Yeah, sorry, in my mind that's not bloody good enough, because at the end of the day I expect you're all funding economic migrants and hotels for 'em left, right and bloody centre, while people like this are just being left out on their rear and their families being made to stress even more when someone's about to bloody die, you absolute scumbags. And I mean the fact that the family and RAF Benevolent Fund actually had to take you to court to be able to get the money back is just even more of a disgrace for this bloody council here. I'm sure it's something that happens up and down the country, while like I said, thousands of boat wankers float over here every week and cost us what, 4.7 million a day just for like 30,000 of the bastards.
I don't fucking believe it.
You better believe it, because it's fucking happening.
These councils really piss me off, which is why I said this whole story is fucking rage-inducing to me. Never-ending boat wankers are given everything they need, while people from this country are left out on their fucking ear with their family being traumatised by what's going on. I would say can you bloody believe it, but let's be honest, you all can, because we live in a clown world and we see this sort of shit far too often.